back with more real estate update. Okay, I tried to tease folks by saying, oh, we'll be back with the numbers because you were going to look at different, what were you going to look at here? Different
what I was saying is
communities?
different communities, the amount of homes for sale.
Okay.
At the present time, there are 24 homes, single-family homes in Sea Pines. Hilton Plantation, there are 8. That's
This is
not
not
many.
a lot.
Not a lot. Indigo Run, there's 6. Palmetto Hall, there's 1. Westford, there's 6. There's 4 in Long Cove, 9 in Palmetto Dunes, and 7 in Port Royal. 0 in Spanish. No, there's 1 in Spanish Wales.
Question, because there are more homes for sale in Sea Pines, is it because they're more expensive?
More expensive, yeah.
Okay, and then say, and I'm not saying this in any kind of way, but say a Palmetto Hall house, how many?
1.
So that's because that tends to have more affordable homes, does it not?
That's true. Here's the problem you run into. Just use Hilton Plantation, for instance. Well, I'll give you an example. This family called me recently and said, we're coming down for a week. We really want to buy, but we've set aside a week. We can look at property every day. Here's what we're looking at. So we met the first day, and I showed them in 2 hours, I showed them every home in their price range that they could look at.
How many was it? I'm just
It wasn't
curious.
many, it's like 6.
Okay. To me,
And I said, that's it. And they said, well, can we look at something tomorrow? I said, well, we can if you want to look at a higher price. No, this is our price range. They said, what are we going to do? I said, well, I suggest you go to the beach. You know, I mean.
Have a good day and think it over.
I had shown them all the options.
Did they opt for anything or not?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did? Okay,
yeah.
and so did they go back and see at more than one place?
Yes, they did. They kind of called me and said, well, there are 3 of the 6 that we like. We back and looked at those for a second look, and then they made an offer on one of the 3. But see, when you say you got, how many did I say, 109 houses.
Yeah.
See, nobody is going to look at, because you got different areas, different price range. There's nobody that's going to look at over 4 of those because of the price range, the area.
Range that they're in.
So they have very few to pick from. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll show them property and they'll say, well, none of these work. If this had this and this had this, we'd buy it. I said, well, let us find you one.
Right.
So you check the inventory every day and then you call them, you say, hey, I got a house that will fit. Get down here tomorrow, get down here today. They hop a plane and come look and hope that it's still available when they get here
Who
tomorrow.
knows, right?
But that's why I say there's not much inventory that an average purchaser would want.
Right, so average purchaser, let's go this way. Average purchaser, what kind of range would they be looking for?
Well, you have a lot of buyers that are looking 600 to $1 million in single family homes.
Okay.
Now these are people that are retired. Then you have another group of buyers that are looking for like second homes near the beach, and that's a higher price range, but there's no crossover in those 2 groups.
I have a question. At one point, I know when things were slower, you told me there were a lot of oceanfront properties for sale on the island. I can't remember how many, but this was when things were not booming. Are there a lot on the market again now?
I think they're like, I looked it up as 8.
8.
There are 8 on Hilton. And that's all up and down the beach. That's not one at all.
Okay, and then when you think back to maybe slower times, what's the most that were ever listed?
Well, I don't know, but just probably, I think in 2017, I remember doing a study for a client that asked me, and there were 64 oceanfront houses.
Wow.
So 8 versus 64.
That's crazy.
So that affects prices, obviously.
Yeah. Are people, here's one I always love to ask you. If someone's going to list a home, are they going to have to start thinking about doing the renovations before they list at this point because people want them walk-in ready? Or are people still willing to take something where they know they're going to have to do some work?
It's much easier to sell what we call a turnkey home.
At one point during the frenzy, you said, don't even worry about it. Are you going to tell me that now or not?
I'm probably going to tell you that again. As long as it's not major, most people, because they only got, say, 4 houses in their price range, location right. If they like the house, they'll buy it, and then they'll look to us and say, how are we going to redo this? They don't know, so we give them names of some people. We do a lot of that, you know.
But I'm going to take another break, but when we come back, you say only if it's major items. I'm going to find out what those are, what you think should be done, and we will be right back.